Peel away the stoic veneer and you'll unearth the explosive in your face pop anthems by bygone eras. Bathed in a cascade of fading neon, the album's synthetic lo-fi tones stand as one of its prime assets, a vast array of scenes orchestrated like a virtuoso employing every conceivable element to craft his own quirky symphony. George Clanton, a brilliant tunesmith, crafts some of the most infectious hooks ever heard, and a versatile producer who knows no bounds. And for that, we're grateful. Others managed to sample their own work before its official release on their vaporwave alias, and then going to sample it even more extensively after the album's release. The answer is straightforward. Clanton lives and breathes vaporwave. Vaporwave is encapsulated within the micro-genre internet-based music, rooted in the experimental genre and marked by an ironic inclination similar to chillwave and hypnagogic pop. It primarily revolves around the ambiguous or satirical critique of a consumer capitalism and technology, focusing on musical cultural references from the 80s and early 90s. George Clanton, under the alias of Spirit Fantasy, encapsulates the essence with his virtual.zip being hailed as one of the future's classics of the genre, absolutely essential. As the founder of 100% Electronic label, Clanton has curated space for diverse and often disparate styles that fall under the umbrella genre vaporwave. Notable releases from the label include 18 Vitens Romance by Carter Fire, I'll Try to Living Like This by Dynamics Root, and Deep Fantasy by Surfing. However, what sets 100 Electronica apart is not just its online presence, but also its tangible impact through the music festival it organizes, 100 Electronicon. This festival brings together artists from around the globe, providing a central platform for them and their diffuse fanbase to unite, mirroring the ethos of events like Comic-Con. Initially recognized as Mirror Kisses, a vocally driving pop project featuring George Clanton and Doug Siston on drums, Clanton transitioned into the world of vaporwave as a Spirit Fantasy after 3 years of seminal releases. Pushing the boundaries of modern internet-bred genres, Clanton seamlessly integrates timeless pop hooks and structure into his musical repertoire. The eponymous debut album, 100% Electronica, stands as a brazen and self-assured statement from the artist's inaugural release. Stripping away all pretense, Clanton employs his real name, reveals his face, and captures himself on camera using a font adorned with an album's title. And not to his own label, this album serves as a culmination of Clanton's past musical ventures, early influences, and current sensibilities. For those familiar with vaporwave, it is evident that it goes beyond being a mere meme, exciting both within and beyond the confines of such a descriptor. Clanton's influence in the vaporwave sphere has steadily grown with his label 100% Electronica, boasting artists like that Dynamics Root. Despite the pandemic, it disrupted successive events, 100% Electronica transcends being a solely vaporwave label. While its undeniable features the genre aesthetic and palette, the album resonates with the woozy hypnagogia and softness of chillwave, along with the echoes and repetitions of vapors, presenting an original and fresh production that elevates it to a unique experience. However, the album's excellence extends beyond its top-notch chillwave revival. Clanton's distinctive voice emerged as a truly mesmerizing element, effortlessly navigating various tones and themes, from live affirming synth-pop melodies in the iconic single It Makes the Baby Want to Cry, to deep vocalizations piercing through the storm of heartbeat like drums in Bleed. Clanton's vocal prowess adds an extra layer of brilliance. The tantalizingly short purity serves as a graceful slip into the transcendental. 100% Electronica marks the dawning of a new era for George Clanton, a rebranding of his career that consolidates all his skills into a magnificent album. Across 10 exceptional songs, Clanton spares no moment, infusing each with stunning vocal performances and thrilling catching instrumental scenes. It stands as an incredible inaugural statement for George Clanton. The subsequent compilation project, 2000% Electronica, features new song by Spirit by after 2 years of touring with only a Roland SP 404 SX sample, inspired by the ability to manipulate samples from 100% Electronica in a live settings. George crafted a collection of 11 songs. Each track becomes a dreamy vaporwave banger, displaying a significant stylistic progression for B2.zip. While Clanton's widespread influence in the world of vaporwave, along with his numerous projects under various aliases, might be overlooked, his second full-length album, Slide, cannot be ignored in the realm of music intended to evoke nostalgia or feelings of all joy. Slide emerged as a potential epitome. Clanton succeeded in evoking an incredible sense of past wonder, curiosity, and summer joy that surpasses other artists attempting similar feats. The album's ability to make you feel the humid air on your skin or smell the aroma of bad gas station food is a testament to its immersive power. The first half already strikes a chord, and the second half doubles down, resulting in one of the most joyous, calming, and mind-freeing listening experience to date. The composition of each track on Slide is not only unique but also engaging. Clanton maximized all his resources for crisp and punchy production. The project boasts a clear progression expressed through the order of tracks, lyrics, self-referencing, and musical composition. Clanton's precision is a conveying that he wants the audience to hear and feel is evident. This project is akin to a cold breeze on a humid day, refreshing and inquisitive. It leaves you wanting to discover the origins of his mysterious breeze and where it might be headed, but most importantly, it invites you to soak it all in. Living Loose opens with an absolutely astonishing chimes, setting a wonderful tone. The quiet melodies on Monster add an extra layer of fun. Slide carries a great vibe throughout, with an outstanding build-up towards the end. The loud synth chords buzzing throughout Make It Forever provide a thrilling noise that is impossible to ignore. You Lost Me There serves as a brilliant centerpiece, guiding the album through the poignant, emotional descent. The melodic and lyrical motifs at the end, referencing both Living Loose and Make It Forever, tie the album together in a cohesive manner. Although the vocals and warped synths on Dump may come off as slightly clunky, the much louder second half renders the track worthwhile. Slide become an epic descent into longing for and eventually accepting the past. As humans, we cling freely to the past, seeking to relieve our highest heights. George Clanton, too, is no exception on this album, expressing his yearning for lost loves and a desperate search for reconciliation with his past. The instrumentation of this album is lush, flowery, and beautiful, with the repetitive elements in every song that induce a trance-like state. The raw and relative vocals add a tangible depth, conveying George's heartfelt verses. Following his spectacular Peak LP in 2018, a genre-defining chillwave record that captivated listeners with its blends of synths, sounds, guitar, and drums, Clanton introduces a collaboration with Nick Hexum in the follow-up, bringing in the lights of 311's Hexum for clean and psychedelic guitars. This release, on the surface, stands as a solid addition to George Clanton's ethos. However, it feels like a collection of 10 songs that could be considered Slide's B-sides. While the tracks maintain the droning bliss of chillwave, they are now layered with somewhat bland guitar riffs and the peculiar vocals of Nick Hexum. George deftly wields his extensive arsenal of digital sounds and instruments like a painter's palette. His muffled electronic psychedelia exuding summertime fun more than ever. If any album could give you a sunburn, it will be this one. Each song concocts the perfect blend of a sensation, marrying goosebumps with the feeling that your bones have turned to jelly and your organs are fuzzy with passion. The major lyrical themes shed light on the defiance in the face of loneliness, offering a poignant resonance at the time of the record's release. This collaboration between George's production and Hexum's voice proved surprisingly comforting, despite initial concerns about sounding like an outsider in someone else's iconic styles. Hexum fits seamlessly into iconic landscape. In 2018, George Clanton's album Slide introduced a fresh perspective on vaporwave, merging ambient synth pads, pop sound structures, and remarkable electronic drum work. He now expands on all of that and more with All Rap Aya. A notable strength of this album is a nostalgic factor. Genres like chillwave and hypnagogic pop often delve into nostalgic territory, a primary appeal of the genre. This record, however, incorporates nostalgic elements in a tactful manner, avoiding any forced sentiments. Throughout the record, influences from late 80s and early 90s acts, notable the Stone Roses, as discernible, such as New Jack Swing, make an appearance on the title track. Certain choruses evoke the spirit of 80s synth pop, as seen in Ivan John, reminiscent of something of a Tears for Fears record. George draws from various elements of that time period, creating a timeless feel. His deep respect for Becky music and psychedelia is evident, as he simply blends the best aspects of those genres with modern production values. The production stands out as the highlights of this tape. Each beat immerses you in the world of each song, exemplified in tracks like Everything I Want, I Being Young, and FUML. The chaotic yet well-executed mixing creates a feeling akin to the love child of Loveless, Heaven or Las Vegas, and the vaporwave scene of 2014. Despite the apparent complexity, everything finds its place, and each sound contributes seamlessly to the overall production. The album exudes chaos but not disorder. Every element finds its place and adds to the overall brilliance. While not explicitly a shoegaze album by genre, the mixing imparts a shoegaze feel. The magic of Ooh Rap Aya is an unparalleled Clanton's curated blend of vaporwave, shoegaze, 80s pop, trip hop, and more forms of a unique entity, functioning both as a return to these experimental roots and embrace of the pump sound structures. Clanton music has doubled in impact, foregoing slow builds and cathartic climaxes for songs that captivate from the start keeps spilling on. Rarely does Who Rap Aya grant your ears moment to rest, and never do you want it to. Although pinning down its essence may be challenging, riding the dreamy beats of Ooh Rap Aya is a marvel regardless of how deeply you immerse yourself in its world. George Clanton emerged as a visionary force, seamlessly blending the nostalgic allure of a vaporwave with the infectious energy of pop. This musical journey transcends genres, showcasing Clanton's evolution as a creative force dedicated to vaporwave aesthetic. As he continues to experiment and push boundaries of his sounds, George Clanton remains a pioneer in the ever-evoking landscape of contemporary music. As we conclude this odyssey through the sonic realms of George, anticipation lingers for what lies on the horizon for this visionary artist. With each project, Clanton had displayed an uncanny ability to reinvent his sound, merging genres and creating a musical universe distinctly his own. As we eagerly await future projects, an unmistakable excitement permeates in the air, while he proceeds in exploring the dreamy realms of vaporwave, waving his magic through hazy synths and nostalgic beats. Only time will reveal, but one thing remains certain: George Clanton's upcoming endeavors are poised to be as diverse, innovative, and captivating as the musical journey he has guided us through thus far. Stay tuned for the next chapter in the ever-evoking sonic saga of George Clanton.